Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Hit the Deck. Today I have Mr. Snot Factory.
Hi, what's going on? Woohoo!
And we are here to celebrate the launch of Ravnica Allegiance, finally. It feels like it's been like years waiting for this, but it's been like a month and a half.
Yep, ever since those first previews. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Those early spoiler cards, some of the early concepts. It feels like it's been a wrong load. Yes, that's what I said. Shut up. It's going to be one of those Fridays, man.
That's okay. It's going to be a long day.
Okay. We're going to be opening a metric truckload.
Should we flip over and let people see?
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Clicky, clicky. Holy crap. That's a big number. So
that is a large number.
Well, I would love to open these individually. We would be here in June.
Yeah, we would still be here when the next set is released.
Released, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to do open 10 times. You have hopes, I'm quite sure. Hopes, dreams, expectations, wishes.
Yes.
Maybe perhaps some ponderings. But
you just want to see some sweet Rakdos cards, don't you?
Well, actually, it's twofold. I have to admit, when it comes to the style category, Rakdos wins hands down. But when it comes to the actual game mechanics, I kind of think Simic has a leg up.
Yeah, I would agree. I think right now, between like Gruul and Simic probably have the better game. Orzhov's pretty close behind. To be honest, I haven't really paid much attention to the Azorius and stuff, so...
Yeah, Azorius looks interesting, but it looks interesting over there on the other side of the room. We can go check it out later. I want to go through... I do think that Rakdos has a good mechanic. I really like the simplicity of Spectacle.
Man, wait until you see the animation for it.
Gruul's is Riot?
Yeah, Riot.
Yeah, Riot is a really good mechanic. It's so simple, it's so streamlined, and it's almost always going to be effective. Do you want to give a mob haste, or you don't want to give it a +1/+1?
Exactly.
So
yeah. It's an immediate impact as well.
Right. I do kind of agree that Gruul is one step above Rakdos in terms of game mechanic. I see you there. Simic, I think, is above them all because while it might not have an early game reward. Hey, Preach. But Simic might not have an early game reward. It's going to have a long game.
Yeah. I think
that's where it really pays off.
Yeah, I think depending on which phase of the game you're aiming at, the different guilds have different strengths. Like early game, Gruul and Rakdos are really going to shine. Mid game is more your sort of Orzhov, Azorius, and then late game is kind of where Simic start to come out of the woodwork and just be like beat you around the face with giant 50/50 monstrosities.
Right. I think we're going to see a lot of Gruul. I think that's going to be a good one because green and red are two of the most common colors in just about every set. But I'm hoping we're going to see a really big showing from Simic and from Rakdos today. Fingers crossed. Let's quit teasing. Let's do a pack open. Hit that button.
Hit the button. Oh my god.
Yes. Dear God, please don't fall over now.
Prime Speaker Vannifar.
There we go. Prime Speaker Vannifar. Vannifar?
Vannifar.
Yeah, Vannifar. Plaza of Harmony. Oh god, I'm just so high on cough medicine right now. I'm sorry. When Plaza of Harmony. Okay, we went over that one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. That goes in a gate deck.
Yeah,
we've been over Prime Speaker Vannifar, but this is just amazing.
Definitely. We've been over. I think
we've been over everything. Really. Yeah. Spawn and Mayhem. I'm really happy to see.
It's got flying, the weird combo of flying and trample.
Yeah, the Flample.
Flample, yes, it has Flample. And Spectacle. I really like that abbreviation, Spectacle, and the Spectacle cost. I think that's really cool that it can abbreviate and do the flyouts on the side.
I really like that about MTG.
Okay,
so
you got a
favorite
mythic rare.
Yeah,
mythic rare wildcard. I love that hero. Great hero. Tell me the guild pack. I still think there's going to be some amazing guild gate/guild pack stuff.
Yeah, I can see that being pretty good. We've got 2 Glass the guild pack, which I'm really happy to see as well.
I really like that card. The art just
it just looks
so many levels.
Yeah, it does.
There's a really big church at the middle of Ravnica somewhere that's got that giant ass window in it, and it kind of represents, it's got the guild pack.
Yeah, I think that's the building that houses the Guild Pact, or used to house the
Yeah.
Guild Pact, now that Jace is actually the Guild Pact. But
Yeah. Dark Preacher says you guys literally went over everything last hit the deck. They released the previous cards. It's true, so I'm trying not to dwell. Precognitive Perception, weird card. Draw 3 with addendum.
scry
That's a
3, then draw
Azorius
3.
card.
I mean, that could be interesting. Variety
No,
Circle.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
I don't see us using this, but
No. Maybe I don't know. Maybe, but nah.
it's Font of Agonies, which is, I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing. Again, I love the artwork.
Destroy
on it.
target creature. Yeah, it's murder on a stick,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
Let's go.
Button again. Here we go. Kafwoosh.
Yes.
Repudiate and replicate.
Yes.
There's some Simic wonder going on. I've seen a lot of Simic Strong in here. Lower
we've got
right-hand
two of them,
corner, we've got
actually, yeah.
Zigana. Yeah, we have Repudiate and replicate twice, and then we also have Zigana Utopian Speaker down there in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yes, indeed. And we got Pain Bacon.
Pain Bacon. Ah. We need to make a shirt for that, man. We got to get some merch going.
I do have merch. Look,
Do you have merch?
merch.
Merchy
Damn it, I
merch,
forgot to
merch?
start the bot up.
You don't have merch until there's a bot. I disbelieve.
Streamlabs chat bot. Forgot to hit the button. I'm a terrible people.
Yeah.
Terrible streamer.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Growth
We are
Chamber
partic-
Guardian.
We are professionals. Yes, we have an Elf Crab Warrior. Of course, the thing I'm looking forward to today, the most, Sharkto Crab. Woo!
Shark to Crab, yes.
Yeah, Sharkto Crab. Do.
So, I was a bit on the fence about this card.
Ethereal Absolution.
Yeah.
I keep saying Ethereal Evolution, but it's not that.
Also, why does it say this card is flying?
I've seen that a couple of times.
That's
I
odd.
discovered that. Oh gosh, what's the Planeswalker Archer lady? Jade something? No, I can't remember.
Vivian Reed.
Yeah, maybe it is Vivian Reed. She is flying.
Does she?
Yes, she's tagged as flying in MTG Arena, and it's super annoying and overpowered. I could not attack her with anything.
That's
Really annoying. Sharks
odd.
or crabs, says Preacher. The bot's up?
The bot is awake. It still thinks my stream is offline, but
Oh, it takes it a minute or two to figure it out. It's fine. Just minimize it and forget about it. Lyrium says, haha, I win. Yeah, okay, Smothering Tithe. There's another
Yeah.
Glass of the Guild.
we're 3 glasses of the Guild Pact. We've only opened 30
So
boosters.
far, you almost got the set. And your second Plasma of Harmony, by the way.
Yay.
Wait a minute.
Nah, it's just too late.
Bedack and Bedazzle. Oh, wow.
Yes.
2
Hydroid
draw cards, 2 of the
Crassus.
same. Oh, that card's evil.
More Pain
I've already
Bacon.
seen some streams where Hydroid Crassus has ruined people's days. And more Pain Bacon, exactly.
Another Ethereal
Um,
Absolution.
Azorius Emergency Powers.
I want to like this card, but I mean, it costs 7 mana, man.
Right, but it's basically a graveyard library reset. And I mean, if you're playing against, funnily enough, the other blue something set, if you're playing against blue black Dimir and Surveil, and they've got the top X number of cards on their deck ordered in the way that they want it, Emergency Powers would ruin their day very quickly. Or just taking everything out of the existing hand of an Izzet player and shuffling it back into the library. Whatever.
Yeah, true.
Dark Preacher says he has a Crisis already. Awesome.
Yay,
Also
Crisis. Hi, Lyrium. How are you? I really like this card. Like,
Nikia of the Old Ways. You can't cast non-creature spells. Welcome to Gruul, ladies and gentlemen.
yes,
Here to
Gruul
ruin
are
your
very
day.
much about creatures. I'm
Centaur Druid.
kind of super looking forward to seeing this played on like turn 4 and then somebody dropping 2 Carnage Tyrants the next turn.
I mean, can you imagine that being played against a red burn deck, or oh gosh, some blue white fog decks with all the non-creature spells?
Well,
That means there's no
it only applies to you.
Is it just me?
Yeah.
Can't cast whenever you tap a land from mana. Oh, I thought it was everybody.
No, it's just you.
Ooh, okay, never mind. I misread that. Whenever you tap a land for mana, 1 mana of any type that land produced. Yeah, that does mean that you could do some pretty crazy stuff earlier in game because of the mana doubling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this little dude.
Biomancer's Familiar. Biomancer's Familiar is actually pretty evil, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be
in a Simic deck that's going to be pretty special.
Yeah.
Can we move on now? Are we okay?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, now we have merch. Look.
We still need to get you a Pain Bacon shirt. We really do.
Yes, Pain Bacon is life.
Hey, top middle, Benthic Biomancer.
Benthic
that was in
Biomancer,
my
yeah, we have
pack
two.
That I got. Yeah, good card. We have two of them.
Oh, we have Teysa, yes.
Teysa Karlov from the Orzhov. I keep seeing people that say it's pronounced Orzhov. Other people say it's pronounced Orzhov.
It's technically pronounced Orzhov.
Okay.
At least that's how they pronounced it during the preview video for Afterlife. So.
Yeah, I'm not picky which way. I just want to know. You know?
Yeah.
Rick's Monty Reveler.
Yeah, we have two of those now.
Two of those. We got a Theater of Horrors from Rakdos Enchantments.
I kind of like this. Like, the more I've been thinking about Unbreakable Formation, the more I kind of like it.
Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. That's rough. Yeah. And it's only 3 mana. Addendum, if you cast a spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures, and you gain vigilance until the end of turn. That sounds like a game over card, kind of.
Yeah.
If it's going to be white something like Boros or Azorius, you're going to have a lot of white soldiers, white knight, white tokens, whatever.
I'm kind of imagining this going into the current like white-green tokens deck, and then like casting a giant March of the Multitudes the end of the turn before, and then going, Unbreakable Formation, you die.
Yeah, I mean, it is an instant. You could cast it in combat. But if you tell your opponent, look,
15 bits.
This is what's coming for you. I'm going to hit you in the face very hard.
Yeah. Plus, I think this might actually tie in quite well with that the Simic card that gives everyone that has a +1/+1 counter trample. Because I'm sure that's a green card. So you could literally have that in play and then drop this the next turn. And then just be like, yes, everything now is indestructible trample and has vigilance.
Now, it will only have vigilance and indestructible that turn.
That turn, yeah.
But, I mean, if it's indestructible, swing with everything. Just get the entire board and turn it right.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
If the enemy doesn't die that turn, they'll probably die the turn afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Unbreakable Formation is going to change
that might...
Guardian Project? Enchantment. Oh, I remember that card. Yeah, okay.
I don't know about this. Maybe in Limited this would be really good, but I don't think in Constructed it's...
Yeah, I think it's going to be weird.
Although, actually, in Commander, this would be phenomenal.
Whenever a non-token creature is the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control. It's true.
Yeah, so like Commander single in, that would be exceptionally strong.
Yeah. That's true. Okay. That's true.
Anything else you want to call out, or should we move on?
No. I think that's good, man. We got a lot to go through. This is one of our favorites. One of our speculation cards. We saw a lot of capabilities with Pestilent Spirit.
Yeah.
It gives instants and sorceries
Death Touch. Yes.
That's rough. Suddenly a Fiery Cannonade or, Goblin Chainwhirler, or God knows. No, Goblin Chainwhirler wouldn't count. But so many other instants and sorceries that do like 1 or 2 damage to everything on the board. Suddenly it kills everything.
Yes.
It's just a board wiper.
Yeah, I really do like this card.
Judith, the Scourge Diva.
Which we now have 2 of.
Ferg says, what? No pants, Trunk? I'm saddened. I think Ferg wants to buy some Trunks 909 branded merch pants.
I couldn't figure out where to put the logo on the pants, Ferg.
Ass cheek.
That was the
ass cheek.
That was basically my only option. I was like,
Yeah.
I may do like 2 and put like 1 on each side where the pockets would be.
Lyrium, I think that Rakdos has your name written all over it. I really do. Other creatures you control get +1.
I think it has Ferg's name written all over it slightly more though.
Well, I mean, Rakdos' mechanic is spectacle. If Ferg isn't a spectacle, I don't know what he is. So, yes, 100%. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target. I'm seeing a green, red, black deck with a lot of Saprolings and poison-tipped archers in it. I mean, it's non-token creature, but still, the other stuff is going to die.
See, I'm seeing a black, white, red deck.
Really?
With Judith and Teysa in it. Because Teysa will make Judith trigger twice.
Lyrium says, I'm more of a Simic girl, though. I loves me some merfolk. Wait, that sounds dirty. Shape of Water Deer, exactly. I've seen that movie.
I've not seen that movie.
It's a great movie. I have it, and we'll figure something out. We'll do lunch. Have your people call by people. Mass Manipulation, Rampage of the Clan, Sphinx's Foresight, Cinder Vines. Yeah, Mass Manipulation I'm super curious about.
I really want to see how Gruul Spellbreaker turns out as well. So I think that's going to be super strong.
Riot and Trample. That's rough. As long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof. No instants, no counters. Well, counters wouldn't count. But you can't be tagged to the face on your turn, only on their turn. It cuts down dramatically on things that can happen.
This is basically an anti-settle card.
Mm-hmm.
You play him, you use Riot to give him trample, you swing with everything, and now you cannot be settled.
Yeah,
that could be like super like end game, just like boom, smash you in the face, you die.
Yeah, it's a 3 mana card, 3 for 3. That's a really good deal, especially since it's a 3 with trample. That's got some room for growth in the long term. Since it's got green on it, you're going to have stuff like Oaken Form.
Yeah,
God knows, like
Oaken Form,
Titanic growth,
potentially prodigious growth.
Yeah, whatever. There's a lot of plus cards in green.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. A lot of good stuff.
Okay. Moving swiftly on.
More cards to open up.
It's another Ethereal Absolution.
Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Good name, good art. More Ethereal Absolution. Bedevil. I love the artwork on Bedevil. I mean, it's a destroy card. It's not that elaborate. It's 3 mana. Woo! But the artwork, man. The artwork. It's just so good. There's another rules.
Yeah.
Oh, Lumbering Battlements. We were talking about that card, I think.
We were. Solarium with Mass Manipulation.
There's another. You have 3 Judith the Scourge Divas now. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I know. With Mass Manipulation, because it's an XX.
You're muted.
No, I'm not. You're muted.
You're muted. Shut up. Lumbering Battlements we talked about, I think. Oh gosh, Simic Ascendancy. So many good cards. There's more Guardian Project mod.
Okay, I'm gonna flip over to Mass Manipulation quickly to explain it to Lyrium.
Can someone please explain Mass Manipulation to me? Is it as bad as it seems, or is it not really? Gain control of X target creatures and/or planeswalkers.
So, because it's an XX, you basically have to pay X and then it's halved. It's kind of probably the easiest way to think about it. I don't think we're going to see this a lot, to be honest.
It's expensive.
It's very, very expensive, and most games will be over before it becomes like super relevant, except maybe to steal one thing.
Right.
The fact that it can steal planeswalkers, however, may ruin your day if you're playing a deck that relies on your planeswalkers.
Right. If you have a planeswalker, somebody casts this, it is just 1 planeswalker. It's 2 colorless and 4 blue. But that planeswalker becomes theirs, as far as I know, for the rest of the match.
Yeah. Until it dies, at least.
Right. But that way, your toys get taken away from you. So I think we're going to see this in a specifically 1, 2, or 3. I don't think you're ever going to see somebody grab an entire board from somebody.
I would seriously doubt that. That kind of,
it's just too pricey.
That kind of thing would be reserved for like Commander. I don't think it's going to be too bad in standard, at least. Limited might be a little bit different, but again, I don't really see the games going long enough that this ever become relevant in limited.
Yeah, it's going to be like Two-Headed Giant or Commander or other weird formats.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry terribly about it. I definitely wouldn't build specifically around it.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. More packs.
Ooh, no wild cards this time. Okay, we're at a full play set of Judith now.
Oh, 2 Mirror Marches.
Yes.
2 of them.
Yes.
Oh, Theater Horrors.
I have so many plans for this card.
We have yes. Trunks has so many ideas he's been jotting down in our shared notepad. There's a full set of Judith Scourge Diva,
Kaya's
Sagana,
Wrath
Utopia
looks
Speakers.
amazing.
Kaya's Wrath. Destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures that were destroyed this way. That's rough. That is typical black-white right there.
It's really rough.
Yeah.
Another Bedevil.
Awaken the Erstwhile. Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then create that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. You play this. Honestly, I think you probably play this and follow it up with a 2 damage to all enemy creatures spell.
Yeah.
To empty out the enemy's hand. Oh, you have a handful of cards, and I've burned all of mine. No card advantage for you, kind of a thing. That's what I think.
Yeah. We've got Saganans, which potentially quite interesting.
Merfolk Wizard, adapt 4 with trample. If
Mirror March
flying trample is flample, then is swimming trample swample?
Yes.
Swample and flample. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Terminology.
So, Mirror March. Basically, when you play a creature spell, and it has to be a non-token creature, you flip a coin. Every time you get a heads, you flip another coin. For each heads that you get, you create a token that is a copy of that creature. The tokens have haste, and then at the end of the end step, they get exiled. Damn it, that means my plan doesn't work.
Oh, okay, so imagine this. Helm of the Host. Every upkeep, it creates a duplicate of whatever it's on that is a token, but has the exact same properties otherwise as the original.
Yes.
Imagine that on steroids if you get a good run of coin flips.
Plus, you can have more than one Mirror March in play.
Yes. So, yeah, you do enchantment, and when you put something in, and this is staying on the field, Mirror March is staying until the opponent kills it. When you put Mirror March down, every time a non-token comes onto the battlefield, you're going to play a legendary creature like Judith, or you're going to play something else. You can play, just standard zombies or merfolk. Every time something comes onto the battlefield, you flip a coin.
Yeah.
If you get heads, you make a new one and flip a coin again. You could get tails and nothing happens, or you could get heads and tails, heads, tails, whatever. It's chaos, basically.
I also really like how realistic this hand is. I can't actually tell if it's a piece of artwork or an actual hand at this size.
I'm not sure. I mean, I would assume artwork.
I'm assuming it's artwork, but that's kind of why I was like, that's really well done.
Right, that was our theory, Dark Preacher. If we're doing like a Gruul deck and we stick in, if we had let's get dumb. Let's say we had 2 Mirror Marches on the field already that were active, and we put out a Polyraptor. If the Polyraptor, what is it? If they take damage, they multiply? So if they take damage, you put Polyraptor out, and then Forerunner of the Empire, I think it is, which comes out and does 1 damage to everything when it enters the battlefield. Every Polyraptor has to do a coin flip check. And then of all the ones that hit heads, those have to do a coin flip check again and again. No. And then every time something enters the battlefield, it takes damage, which means it multiplies. I think you could crash the client.
Yeah, I think we could fairly easily.
Which, of course, means we're going to have to try it.
Obviously. I mean...
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I actually think we're making pretty good pace right now.
I think we are, yeah.
That would be a cascade crash.
I should note that I already crafted all of the dual lands so that we didn't get lands because lands are boring.
Sweet. There we go. Thinking ahead of time, buddy. Thinking ahead of time. There's another Unbreakable Formation. Rich Monty Reveler. Amplifier, great card.
Another repudiate.
I just have. Here's another Mirror March for our set.
Yes.
Yeah. Repudiate, replicate. I have to say,
Incubation Druid.
one of those cards. One of those cards. It may not be amazing, but one of those cards I really like for the sake of art, synergy of artwork and name. I really like Gutter Bones. Amplifier's good, but I really like Gutter Bones. Gutter Bones sounds like a boss that you're going to be facing at the back end of some dungeon in your buddy's D&D campaign. Gutter Bones! It really does. It evokes so much. It's just it's 1 mana, 2/1. Wahoo! But I like the artwork and I love the name.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. Go ahead.
So we got an Incubation Druid.
I noticed that Elf Druid. Tap. Add 1 mana of any type that his land you control could produce. The land you control could produce. If Incubation Druid has a +1/+1 counter on it, add 3 mana of that type instead. So basically, once you adapt this thing, it becomes a 3 mana elf instead of a 1 mana elf.
Which is kind of awesome.
Scaling mana elves. We're getting upgrades on everything.
I like that. And another glass. Is that our 4th? I think that's our 4th.
Creature says I cast Magic Missile at Gutter Bones. A lot of
I think that's our 4th glass, actually.
Yeah, a 4th or 5th? I'm not sure. Okay.
So they changed the way duplicate protection works in this patch as well.
Oh.
So basically, if you have 4 of a card and you would open another one, it instead will give you a random other card that you don't own 4 of.
Oh.
So like
nice.
if you have 4 Incubation Druids and you would open another Incubation Druid in a pack, you instead get another rare that you don't have 4 of.
That's dope.
And then if you have 4 of everything in the set, you get gems instead.
Ooh, okay.
Which I think is really,
I'm on board
really
with
quite
this.
cool.
It's a big quality of life.
It's only something like 20 gems for a rare and 40 for a mythic, I believe. But I mean, still.
Yeah, there's another Incubation Druid, another Mirror March to complete our set.
4th now. I'm pretty sure that's our 4th Ethereal Absolution as well.
That is either our 3rd or 4th Theater of Horrors. I think it's our 3rd.
Electro
Dominance.
Electro Dominance, yes. I'm so looking forward to this card.
We're going to abuse the hell out of this card, ladies and gentlemen. So looking forward to
this card. And we got our first Planeswalker, Mr. Dovin.
Yeah. Dovin Grand Arbiter. Hi, Dovin. How are you? He's Azorius?
Yes. He is the Azorius Guildmaster now, actually.
Ooh.
So one thing that somebody pointed out to me was if you look at Kaya and Dovin's eyes, they are purple.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently is supposed to be a mark of Nicol Bolas's mind magic.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it was something that I read in another Discord server. I thought was kind of neat.
Here's something I'm going to point out on this card. Look at that fly out on the top right for Dovin.
I can't quite mouse over it, but I'm assuming you mean the thing by his shoulder.
No. I mean like the tooltip.
Oh, the tooltip. Yes.
Yeah, it says he's flying.
See, I'm wondering if it's because he creates Thopter tokens that have flying, and
that's what I think it is, because the other one that I fought made things that were flying, but it treats that as if it's flying as well, which means you can't attack that with ground creatures.
That is
you can't even attack it if something has reach. You can only block it, and those never attack. I think it's a bug.
Yeah, that sounds like a bug. I mean, I get the fact that it has the little fly out to tell it, this is what flying means, but it shouldn't apply that to the card.
Oh, Birdcraft has ordered replacement fans for his computer. Yay!
Yay!
Okay. Yay! Yeah. I don't know. I'm confused by that.
Because this has flying on it as well. Apparently, this has haste.
Yeah, super weird. I don't know. It's an enchantment. I don't think it has haste. Ooh. I think there's some tag faults on those things.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. I'm sure it'll get fixed fairly soon.
Yeah, Dark Bridges Freya ran across something like that last week. Yeah, I ran across it yesterday.
So it's our 4th Sphinx of Foresight.
Second Hydroid Crisis.
Second Crisis. 3rd Nikaya.
Second Biomancer's Familiar.
Yep, 2nd Battleman. Really
I think is
this
that number 4 for Pain Bacon or number 3?
It's definitely at least 3. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's at least 3. More Pain Bacon. Sarkhan Fireblood. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't run across that. Priest of Forgotten Gods.
Yeah, this is interesting. Just tap and sack 2 other creatures. Any number of players lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. That's pretty strong. And then you add mana and draw a card.
So you fire that off. You tap it and sack a couple of tokens because it doesn't say non-token.
Yeah, true.
You sack a couple. Yeah, you sack a couple of tokens that you don't need or are disposable, or you have some reanimating skeletons. Sack those bad boys, and then use this. Target your opponent. They lose 2 life and have to sack a creature, and you get 2 black to use to cast something else.
Yeah,
it's just so rude. It's just a rude card. I like it. It's not very elaborate. I think the sack mechanic limits it because it's sack 2, not sack 1, but whatever.
Yeah, it's also sack 2 other creatures, which is...
Yes, not this one.
Yeah.
So you do have to have a token generator method of some kind, or
like Mirror March.
Yes, Mirror March is pretty good. You're generating a whole bunch of dupe tokens, and that would be really good with Mirror March.
Is there anything I want to call it? I think we've kind of talked about everything here.
Yeah, we've gone over a lot of this. Nick of the old ways, etc.
Yeah, Tithe Taker.
There's another Teysa Karlov. Tithe Taker, during your turn. Spells your opponent casts cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate unless it's just mean.
Yeah, it's nasty.
I really like that. I mean, especially
bad control deck.
Yes, exactly. Since it's just a 2 mana creature, can you imagine having 4 of those out on the board? Everything costs 4 more to use for your opponent. That's just rough, man. If you're doing a Selesnya deck, that means you're going to have some cheap dinosaurs that you could actually get out too.
Plus, it's not a legendary, so you could, in theory, create like tokens of it.
Well, Helm of the Host takes off the legendary tag. You could have more. I'm just saying, you could make the life for your opponent very miserable.
Very, very difficult. Yeah. Another priest.
Yeah. Then you just put down a banner of Conqueror's Banner, banner of Vigilance, and do Vanquisher's Banner, and you do +1/+1 for all human. Yeah. I've already run across that blue Arbiter in a deck. He only played 4 of them and nothing else.
This guy? Girl? Person?
I don't know. Tithe Taker's Lumbering Battlements, Gruul Spellbreaker, really good card. Font of Agonies. I'm so curious where that one's going to go.
Yeah, I see potential for this, but I'm not quite sure where it's going to...
Yeah. I mean, basically...
makes you discard 12 cards.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you pay life, that's the part that I'm trying to think of how you could... you're going to have to do it in a lifelink deck, for sure, so you could keep the balance. But what else do you pay life to do?
Shocklands.
That's a good point. Shockland. Well, I mean, still, that's going to be early game, and then it's going to kind of stop after a while.
Hand Demon Dude. What's his name? Flying 6/6. They pay 2 life to.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. You have to pay life to get him out on the field. So you basically, if you engineer your deck with some life link and Font of Agonies in this, you could basically just have murder on a stick.
Yeah. Plus, if you have 4 of these out.
Yeah.
Then all of them are getting counters, although you still need 4 on A1 to use this ability, but But I could see potential in that. That could be some really good removal mechanism for a deck to ensure that you're clearing the enemy side of the board. Yeah.
Benthic Biomancer again. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're making progress. If we're making progress at this good of a rate,
Rakdos.
We could actually there we go. We could get some deck construction in Rakdos the Showstopper. I just really love the theme, the artistry, the imagery, the lore behind Rakdos across the board. The clan itself, the guild itself. There's just something so, just infernal circus kind of a thing going on.
Yep.
And it's really amazing.
They have a very, very nice flavor to them.
Yeah, so here we go. Rakdos the Showstopper, when he enters the battlefield, flip a coin. If it isn't an imp, a devil, or a demon, it gets destroyed. When it comes up tails. That's rough. Especially considering if you could stick Helm of the Host on him and make duplicates that de-legendaries it, then +1/+1 Plus, even if it didn't remove the legendary tag, the token would enter the battlefield, and then you would choose
Yeah.
which one you wanted to keep.
Like somebody
So-
somebody mentioned using Mirror March for this card, just to flip like
card.
all of the coins ever.
Yep, coin flipping. Yes, you flip a coin to duplicate him when he comes into the battlefield. If it actually comes up, and I mean, Mirror March is a red card.
Yeah.
I think it should be a blue card. I really do, but it's a red card, so we're gonna go with it.
It's a
means
red
it's-
card because it's the coin flip.
Yes,
And it
that
plays
means it's in the
into
Rakdos toolbox.
yeah.
So yeah, the coin flip mechanism does make it red, but it's
Yeah.
still the concept overall just seems.
I
so
think
weird.
if it had been a blue card, it would be something like whenever a creature comes in the battlefield, you may pay X, where X is the card's mana cost, and create a token or something like that.
Right, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, Rakdos the Showstopper comes into the battlefield. You flip a coin to see if anything non-demon, devil, or imp dies.
He has
then
Flample
Mirror
too.
March triggers. Flip a coin. If you get an extra Rakdos, you flip a coin to see what dies. It's just nuts. So that would be a lot of coin flipping. I
That
want to
would
see
be a
the
lot of coin
flipper
flipping.
deck.
There's
wanna see
a
it.
card from the very first Mirrodin set as well called Kark's Thumb that says
Yeah.
whenever you would flip a coin, flip 2 coins instead.
Jesus. Oh God, that would be rough. I don't think we need to do it for this, but still.
No, but I'm seriously tempted just to build a commander deck that's all about coin flipping and random effects.
You piss people off. That's like the old argument. What was it? The old cards way back in the day. There was fork, where if you had a spell or effect, you could actually fork it and cast it a second time. And then the old card Scheherazade, where you had to make a sub game of Magic with your deck, and you set your library in your hand for the first game aside, played a sub game, and whoever lost, their life was halved.
Yeah.
And so somebody used to ask the question, what happens when you fork Scheherazade? And, it's kind of one of those things of you just piss people off and crap like that.
So the first
Yes, it's
one-
clever.
The first copy would resolve. You play the game. The loser would lose half their life. Then the second one would
Then you'd have to-
resolve. You then play another game. The loser would lose half of their life again.
So
So you
they'd go
could
from
quarter
full to
somebody's life. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah. It would take them an hour and a half, but you could
And then
quarter
just
somebody.
lava axe them to death.
Chunk, I win. Son of a bitch.
One turn kill, quotation marks.
Yep. Quotation marks, exactly. There's, I think, the last unbreakable formation for your set, repudiate,
I think so.
replicate,
I
et
think
cetera,
that's the
et cetera.
last one. I think it's the last
Yeah.
Lumber and Battle Axe as well.
Oh, I
Last
think
Nikaya, last Plaza. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what we get after this, then.
Oh look, the vault's opened. Oh, no, not the last Plaza Harmony actually.
Okay, that's the last one then.
Yes.
Yeah, Tome of the Guild Pack right there. I cannot wait for that Guild Gate Guild Pack deck. Bedazzle, I love the artwork on that.
I
so
really
much.
like the Bedazzle artwork.
Yeah, that demon's just
It's like, glory in my presence.
yeah. There's something
That's
interesting about
Rakdos.
Bedeck. The lady on the in the Bedeck artwork, the lady on the left, just doing her makeup, just like no big deal. She's behind the scenes, getting ready to go on stage. I just think it's such an interesting thing that they're painting so many different parts of the Rakdos kind of lifestyle.
That's Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, is that Judith?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Judith.
yeah.
And the
Cool.
demons in Bedazzle is Rakdos.
Oh, hey, we have
Slovenians.
down there.
The
Smothering Tide.
remaining 3 Simic Ascendancies we needed.
Yes, 3. Yes. I think we had one earlier, which means we have a full
Yeah.
set now. Smothering Tide, whenever
Tide.
opponent draws a card, that
Such
player may
good
pay
artwork.
2. If it doesn't, you create a colorless treasure token. So there's Tithe Taker and Smothering Tithe.
Yes.
You could dovetail a lot of these together, make it more expensive to play, and when they do play something, if they don't pay, you get treasure artifacts, which
Yeah.
means you have mana coming out of your ears, and they are barely scraping by.
There's also the, I think it's an uncommon, you can flash them in and opponents have to pay 2 per creature they want to attack you with.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a tithe. I'm seeing a taxation deck.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that could be a white something. That could be a really amazing deck. Tithe Taker, Smothering Tithe, Captain Lannery Storm. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
Yep, there's potential. I'm seeing it. Okay, new pack.
Last
Revival and
incubation
Revenge.
druid.
Deputy of Detention. Oh, another incubation druid. Yeah. I think that's the last Zagana.
I really like Revenge.
That is our third or fourth responding reveler.
That's
Yeah,
our fourth.
double your life total. Target opponent. Wait a minute, go back to it. Loses
a
half their
life.
health rounded
Yep.
down. What? They go from 20 to 10, and you go from 20 to 40?
Yes. Or you go
That's
from
kinda nuts.
863 to
Break the game?
1720.
Yes. Let's have the client fall over dead. Yeah. Yeah, that is a rough card. 6 mana. It's good balance, but whoa.
I think a lot of these are just like fourth copies of, except for that. That's the first time we've seen Revenge Revival.
Yeah. I think that's only the second or third Gutter Bones. I think that is our fourth Guardian project.
Yeah, I think it is. It's definitely our fourth of all of these. Maybe Absorb as well.
Yeah, maybe fourth, maybe third. Absorb.
Absorb.
Absorb. Okay. Next pack. Okay, Zoom. I'm working on a bit of a delay, folks, because Discord is being a butt. So bear with me. Oh, hey, there's your buddy, Growth Chamber Guardian, right there in the top left. I think that's the third or fourth Theater of Horrors.
I think that's our fourth.
Is that our second Pestilent Spirit?
Second Pestilent Spirit. Third
That's our
Tithe.
third Font of Agony. Second Electro Dominance.
Yep.
Second Smothering Tithe.
I think that's
think
our
that's the
fourth
last
Unbreakable Formation. I know we've
Yeah, I
got
think
at
that's the
least
last one
one
of the
more
7.
Verity Circle as well.
Yeah. Skargan Hellkite. Can you cover that one real quick? Okay, so it's a flying dragon. Riot.
His Rying?
Rying?
Or
I don't know. I keep wanting to call it Riot just to get
Rio?
Riot, yeah. Menache and Riot. Look, buddy. Skargan Hellkite does 2 damage, divided as you choose amongst 1 or 2 targets. So you can divide it up how you like to as many targets up to 2 as you like. Activate this ability only if Skargan Hellkite has a +1/+1 counter on it. Super interesting. Yeah.
I like that his ability you can activate multiple times per turn as well.
Yes, you could, as long as it's got a token on it. See, when you bring it in, and at Riot point, basically, you pick at choice on Riot, you put a counter on it. If you've got the mana, you could fire that off several times in a turn.
And if you have
no cap.
if you have the green-blue Biomancer's Familiar that reduces the cost of active abilities by 2, you have a couple of those out.
Am I hearing an RGB deck in RGB?
I think you might be, yeah.
I'm hearing an RGB deck. Primary colors! Ho! Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a good set. Pestilent Spirit. I'm so excited about that one. I cannot express it. I am about that card. I think it's got some evil crap.
Yes!
Biogenic Ooze! This is one of these cards that Trunks has had so many evil ideas for.
I'm
So many.
so looking forward to this card.
Yeah.
So it's definitely our fourth Tithe. Definitely
Yeah,
our
I
fourth
think-
Biomancer.
Benthic Biomancer, yeah, I think it is. There's Revival Revenge again. Tithe Taker, I think that's number 3 or number 4. I
Yeah.
think it's number 3. Cindervines, I think that's actually only number 2. That's 3.
I think it might be
Electrodominance.
3 Electro Dominances, 2 Immolation Shamans. I think we're 3 Bedeck Bedazzles.
Yeah, I think we're full on those. I'm not sure, but we've seen a lot of them. We now have 2 Immolation Shamans at least. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land that isn't a mana ability, it deals 1 damage to that player. Can you imagine having several of those
Yeah, that's what I was just
on the
imagining.
field? Yeah. And you get any kind of a deck that's an activation deck of any kind. I mean, that is activates an ability. That's not taps. That's activates, which means that counts for adapt.
Yep.
I think whenever it comes into play and you're choosing Riot, that would count, right?
No, that's a triggered ability, not an activated
Oh, that's triggered.
ability.
That's not
Yeah.
activated. Right. But adapt is activated.
Yes. Because
Yes,
you have to
that is
pay a
activated.
cost and then activate it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that this also includes land.
Yes. Yeah. So if it's a land ability that does not include mana, you dig it.
Yeah, so it's like the search from a flipped Ascanta or
Yeah.
something along
So,
those
okay.
lines. Yeah, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah, Immolation Shaman takes that whole red pinger deck to a whole new level. It really
Yeah.
does.
I like that.
RGB deck, should we call it the Gamer Edition? Yeah.
Okay.
Bum. Oh, there's Another Growth Chamber Guardian.
All of our Pain Bacon. So that's
Yes,
4
more Pain
Growth
Bacon.
Chamber Guardians now.
Oh yeah, we have 2 right here. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Hey, number 3, Pestilent Spirit.
Yep.
Number 3, and there's
Biomancer's Familiar. I think
Biomancer's
it's the
Familiar?
3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, there's number 3, Revival Revenge.
Yep.
I think that's our
3rd
last
Priest.
tome of the Guild Pack. Yeah, 3rd or 4th. I think it's 3rd. Spawn of Mayhem, creature demon. Wow, it's got Flample
It has Flample.
and Spectacle. It has Flample. At the beginning, we have upkeep. Spawn of Mayhem deals 1 damage to each player. Then, if you have 10 or less life, put a +1/+1 counter on Spawn of Mayhem. Holy crap! Talk about that's a countdown.
Yes.
Because if you have less than 10 life, so at the beginning of every upkeep, I'm assuming this checks.
Yes.
Because it says
Yeah.
then if. So every upkeep, it gets +1/+1 after you get less than 10 life, and you're just counting down to destruction. Yeah, that's rough, man. So, whew. Okay.
I also
cool.
really like the fact that his fist is just like this giant ball of steel with what looks like fire inside it.
Fire and spikes coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very
I would not want
Rakdos.
to get punched by that. That is called oh God. I used to remember this. I can't remember. There's a specific name. It is a Roman gladiatorial weapon that was actually used.
The Cestus?
Yes, the cestus. Thank you very, very much. The cestus was actually used as a gladiatorial weapon where the gladiator would wrap their hand in around it. It was 2 halves of an orb that kind of had a hole opening for the wrist at the bottom of it, and a gauntlet, kind of a cuff. It would clamp around and lock shut. And there was a center post that they were holding on to with their
actual fist. Yeah.
Yes, their actual fist was inside holding onto a center post. So basically, the metal ball on the outside was taking the brunt of everything, but you couldn't pick up a weapon because you couldn't open your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cestus was a really nasty thing. I actually had a character in D&D way back in the day that used Cesti, or 2 Cesti for fighting. But that meant that I was completely useless for opening doors or disarming traps. I was basically just a tool of destruction for fights, and that was it.
You could punch the doors to death.
That 100% true. I had the strength to do that, but it wasn't exactly productive.
Yeah.
If we wanted to block a route for people coming in behind us. So
Or like stealth.
yes, or stealth. Yes.
So you're just sitting there
punching
pounding on the
holes.
door, like, I'm being quiet.
It's kind of like the scene from The Shining, where he breaks a hole in the door and says, "Here's Johnny," except
Yeah.
he's leaning and says, "Give us just a minute. We're sneaking in. Hold on."
Things like that always remind me of the Order of the Stick episode, or webcomic, where they had a bard who used his inspire skill ability to inspire stealth. So you literally have the rogue just creeping along while the bard's sitting there playing a freaking lute, singing at the top of his voice, like, sneak, sneak, sneak.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next pack. This is the second to last one.
Yes. Captive audience. There she is,
I
Vagram.
think our third tour, Tessa. Oh yeah, Captive Audience, great card. Captive Audience enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. This is a curse enchantment. I think it is so fascinating with concept. I haven't seen this in Magic. It's probably existed before, but it's new to me, and I think it's a radical idea. The whole idea. I mean, there are enchantments that are technically curses because there's stuff right now that's like Hieromancer's Cage is an enchantment. Yes. And what's the Conclave Tribunal?
Yes.
One that locks something down. That's an enchantment. So that's a similar kind of concept, but this is an enchantment that doesn't just lock a creature down. It's got a bit more. It's a bit more elaborate than that, and I really like the idea of it. It's so interesting of a card. I cannot wait to see what we can do with this.
There is actually a whole range of enchantments that have the subtype curse. They did that in one set. I can't remember which set it was. It might be the Amonkhet, actually.
Oh, Amonkhet was very, very interesting. I really wish I would have been playing the paper game at least back in Amonkhet, because there were so many thematic and interesting things about that. The artwork style, the storyline behind it. But
there's apparently rumors that when rotation happens in October, the Wizards may re-add Amonkhet and Kaladesh as part of their Eternal format for NTGA.
Yeah. This is where I really hope that at some point they start rolling out legacy sets.
Yes,
MTG
I would
Arena,
love that.
And MTG Arena just becomes the one end-all, be-all, one-stop shop for all of the online Magic stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think they've been doing it really good so far. Keep it up. Just start rolling out the old stuff in addition to the new stuff.
Yes, that
And
would be
could-
my hope. Seneca Final
They could
by
work.
Commander.
They could work from the nearest, oldest set and then just work backwards.
Yes, just like every time like a rotation happens, they add like 2 sets or something.
Right. Or they could just do, I don't know, not a block, but maybe, whatever.
Yeah. There's options.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Tide Taker again, Tome of the Guild Pack, some really good stuff in that last set. Rampage of the Clans as well. Last set,
another
and there's
Rakdos.
another Pestilence. Seraph of the Scales.
Seraph the Skills. Yeah.
I think that's our third Hydroid Crisis.
Yeah.
I think. That is our second Rakdos, the Showstopper. That's third or fourth Gutterbones. Second or third Rampage of the Clans. Third Cindermines, I think. We're getting a good round out. Who knows how many commons and uncommons we've got waiting for us?
Many.
So that's going to be
Well,
super
enough that we've
interesting.
opened the vault at least once.
Yes, at least once. So okay,
144.7%.
we're only 50 minutes in. Vault rewards. Here, have some cards.
Here, have some more wild cards.
Uh-huh.
So if we filter for Ravnica Legion,
Well, that Panther, Sky Tether, Hazda Officer. Yeah, so many really good things. Bring to Trial. There's that citywide, the Ravnica Allegiance citywide bust.
of the Spires, I'm really liking the look of.
Yeah, Spirit of Spires, really good one. There's another
Chunk
one that's
Exaltation.
amazing called, oh gosh, what is it? It is a Bellhaunt, something.
Basilica Bellhaunt.
Yes, Basilica Bellhaunt. I really, in terms of overall lore in white, that one wins the award for me. In artwork and everything like that, Basilica Bellhaunt just looks amazing.
Yeah, playset of Battlements, playset of Biomancers.
Oh yeah, Benthic Biomancer's got a full set. Pteramanders, Coral Commandos.
Yeah, I really like this card.
Pteramander,
Actually. It looks so cute.
I
It
really
looks
do
a lot
like
like the fairy dragons from World of Warcraft.
it. Oh hey, how many persistent petitioners do you have?
4, which means I have infinite.
4. Yes, which means you have infinite. A deck can have any number of cards named persistent petitioners. I think we have seen the new mill version of the Rat.
Yeah.
deck. I'm super intrigued to see how often we're going to be running across that. So yeah.
I did use the Play Allegiance code Preacher.
Yep. This kind of makes me want to play Skyrim, says Ferd. No, I could see that. Wall of Lost Thoughts. Great artwork.
Yeah, I love
Slime
that.
Bind. Slime Bind, I gotta say.
Also
really
good
high
artwork.
on the list of cards that make me go, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super happy we got 4 of these.
Oh, Sphinx of Foresight, yes. You reveal your this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. That's a really good opener card early game if you got it. Swirling Torrent. Choose one. Put target creature on top of its owner's library or return target creature. One or both. Oh, I'm sorry. Choose one or both. You bounce a card to the owner's library or bounce it to your hand, and you can do 2 separate cards.
Yeah.
2 separate targets. Oh my god.
So just
There's
like-
Gatewing Spy.
Get rid of one and yes.
Yeah.
I've
Yes,
got
you
one of
return
them,
one
so-
to the hand and bounce one to the library. That's really inconvenient. Each creature you control has +1/+1 counter on it. It has flying.
Yeah.
That has got Simic deck written all over it, much less Merfolk deck. Yeah. So
we did get a playset of Gutterbones. Does Gutterbones Eye?
Got our bonesies.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's probably just Gutterbones.
The artwork on this card.
Bankrupt in Blood. Yeah. That is a tapestry on a wall somewhere, and everybody walks into this person's house when they're over as guests and look at it and they go, "Why do you own this again?" As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice 2 creatures, draw 3 cards. Yeah,
Yeah, I really like the artwork for that.
That is that red-black pinger deck with the Immolation Shaman. No, yeah, with the Immolation Shaman and a couple other things. Every time something dies, you do damage. Every time they spend activate abilities,
they take damage.
Yeah. Cry of the Carnarium. Okay, this one is pretty high on my points list in terms of just general theme, artwork, everything. I'm pretty sure we're looking at a monster that is standing on top of a pile of corpses in the midst of some wailing masses. God knows what. But all creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. What tokens? And exile all creatures in all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn.
Yeah.
If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. That is... I don't want to say it's subtle wreckage, but I mean, it's an insult. It's in the same category.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. It's
even
the
have
new
to
better
attack.
Golden Demise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
I really like that.
Yeah.
One thing I
Really
hadn't
good point.
noticed was this little Plague White. So whenever it becomes
Plague White?
blocked, each creature
Yeah.
blocking gets -1/-1.
Wow.
That's pretty spectacular.
So you attack with it intentionally to lure out blockers.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, somebody wants to attack it and just kind of, I'm just going to intercept this thing real quick. And that suddenly opens up, they've gotten dropped down -1/-1. Yeah, that is, especially if you do like a red-black, if you're doing a Rakdos deck, you're going to have some red in there, which means you could then zap that thing. If the Plague White didn't kill it, it lowers its defenses enough that you could zap it with something else, like a lightning strike or whatever. Yeah.
It also gets around indestructible.
That's a good point.
You
Because
know,
it's lowering it. Yeah.
Like a Danto Vanguard, which is super difficult for red-black to deal with.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why you would block with a Danto Vanguard, but
Yeah. Everybody makes mistakes.
4 Pestilent Spirits.
Yep. Okay. We did get a full set of that. Spire Manglers, Undersea Cities Embrace, Dead Revelers. It sounds like a punk band or something. It really does. Return to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
It's cheaper with Spectacle. Yeah. That's the other thing to bring up with that Immolation Shaman. That's going to make Spectacle being fulfilled really easy.
Yes.
So yeah, best thing I have done so far in MTGA.
It's also
Essence Scatter and Impervious Worm. Yeah. Ill-gotten
Nice.
in here.
Yeah, Ill-Gotten Inheritance will also turn on Spectacle, which is really nice.
Yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, Ill-gotten Inheritance deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. 5 generic and 1 black. Sacrifice Ill-gotten Inheritance. It deals 4 damage to target opponent, and you gain 4 life. Yeah. So if you can get Ill-gotten Inheritance out every single turn, Spectacle gets fulfilled, and you could do things a lot cheaper. Suddenly, the mana curve on your deck gets cut.
Exactly.
It's the Rakdos deck. Yeah, that's
One thing I really liked about Spectacle was that it has that potential to just cut your mana curve almost in half.
Yeah, suddenly you can do more with less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. It is one of those things that I really love about the unifying themes and the way they did. Like Simic's concepts permeate Simic so much in those blue and green cards. Spectacle and the whole Rakdos theory just kind of permeates so much of it. A lot of the Gruul cards have, if it's got counters on it, then, and you get suddenly a little bit more for what you're getting. The Haunt of Hightower. Legendary Vampire. Flying and Lifelink.
Lifelink.
Lifelink, yes. Whenever the Haunt of Hightower attacks, defending player discards a card, which sucks. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, this gets a +1/+1 counter on it. So every time it attacks, if they have a card to discard, then this gets a little bit because
bigger.
it says whenever a card is put into the graveyard.
Yes.
Not a creature. Any card. It also means that if they cast something and put a card into the graveyard, Haunt of Hightower gets stronger.
Yes.
Like an instant, a sorcery. It's nuts.
Yes.
This thing is nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah. So, there we go. Okay. Orzhov Racketeers. Here is some actual synergy with Haunt of Hightower. Whenever Orzhov Racketeers deal combat damage to a player, they discard a card.
And it has Afterlife
There's
too.
a lot of... Yeah, and Afterlife too. There's a lot of cards that have discard. On black, there's a lot of blue. Yeah, that could get really rough if you have a Haunt of Hightower on the board really quick.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And
Okay.
Big Cat.
Yes, giant. It's a nice big 2/2 Feral Maka.
Yeah.
Scorch Mark, Immolation. There's the Immolation Shaman. We only got 3 out of 4, but hey, that's good.
Skewer the Critics.
Yeah. Great card, great artwork, great name. Spectacle deals 3 damage to any target. If you've done damage to them before, you can do 3 damage to them.
Do another 3, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Goblin Gathering. I really think this is an interesting card. We talked about this previously. Create a number 1/1 red goblin tokens equal to 2 plus the number of goblins of cards named Goblin Gathering in your graveyards. Every time you cycle through this and cast it, it gets bigger until you cast your 4th one.
Yeah.
Then it's basically you're making 5 tokens. Then you discard that one and use something else to go fetch one. Cast it. It's 5. I think it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I have ideas for this in a blue-red deck.
Yep. There's that Gates deck card, Gates Ablaze.
Gates Ablaze, yeah.
Electro Dominance, light up the stage. Lots of good stuff. Yeah.
I can't express like how much I like the artwork for that.
Yeah, it's a really good card. I think the thing that really intrigues me the most is there's 2 dudes walking out of the line. It doesn't look like they're running. It looks like they're just walking out. So, yeah. Super interesting cards. Flames of the Raise board. There's more Pain Bacon. Amplifier.
Mirror March.
Clever name. Yeah, okay. Oh, we do have a full set of Mirror March. Yay. We have a full set of Electro Dominance. That's super awesome. Open the Gates. There's another one of those gate decks cards. Spike Wheel Acrobat. Lots of good stuff.
Just randomly moving on.
Yeah, it's fine. We're not really dwelling on anything specifically. I'm just kind of calling out,
Full set of Growth
You got a full
Chambers,
set of
full
Growth
set of
Chamber.
Incubation Druids, another Fog.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Gift of Strength. I really like that. +3/+3 and reach until the end of turn.
Yeah.
That solves a lot of really annoying flyer problems. So, yeah. Now, granted, green does have a lot of ways to deal with flyers already, but...
True, but, another one is never a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Gatebreaker Ram gets +1/+1 for each gate you control.
This actually makes a bang sound when it comes onto the field as well.
When you put it out there, it makes a bang sound? Really?
Yeah, it does.
Gatebreaker Ram. If you control 2 or more gates, it has Vigilance and Trample. That's rough, man.
That is really rough.
If we did a gate deck, we've got this. There's also the artifact, the Gargoyle of the Gates, or Gate Gargoyle. I can't remember what it is. Guild Gate Gargoyle?
Yes.
Something like that. And it gets stronger for each guild gate that you have.
Yeah.
Or there's something else that gets strong. An artifact
Glaive
golem.
of the Guild Pact also does that.
Yeah. Is that the one that gets stronger for each different color of mana used to summon it, or something like that?
No, that is Chamber Warden, something like that.
Something like that. There's a lot of dumb tricks we could put into a gate deck.
Yeah.
So yeah. Creatures you control get +0/+5 and gain
Tower Defense.
reach until end of turn. There's more reach gain from Tower Defense. Yeah. I think it's interesting, granting reach temporarily.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Steeple Creeper. I don't know why, but that name makes me chuckle. It's a frog snake.
It's a frog snake, yeah.
Yeah, it's a frog snake.
There's Reclamation.
At the beginning of your end step, untap all lands you control. Excuse me, what?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, if you did a blue, you did any color deck and just splash green for this card, much less a green something deck.
I can see this being put into Turbo Fog, and Turbo Fog being even worse now.
Yes, because then you constantly have available mana for God knows what.
Yeah.
And if you've got card draw that's giving you hand advantage, card advantage for hand size, so you always have 3, 4, 5 different options in your hand, and they're constantly running out. And you have all your land available during their turn. That's just rough, man.
Yeah.
I think I ran across a deck where someone was looking for that exact card. They had almost every gate available out, no creatures, and kept drawing cards. Yeah. The downside for the gate deck is we would almost need Wilderness Reclamation in it because gates come out tapped. So guild gates do.
Yes.
But that might solve the problem, at least in the short term. It moves it up a little bit. So
it's possible, yeah. We'd have to see.
Yeah, a little experimentation.
Okay, I really like this card.
Biogenic Upgrade Simic card. Well, I mean, it's just a green card, but it's got Simic written all over it. Distribute 3+1/+1 counters across up to 3 creatures, then double the number of counters on each of those creatures. That's evil. That's super evil and really rough. It's expensive, but some of the already dangerous Simic stuff. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Regenesis, just a couple of cards down from there. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Previously, killed creatures.
Yes.
Or enchantments.
Or
if somebody's
planeswalkers.
Yeah, if somebody's killed your Wilderness Renewal, then you can pull that back with Regenesis or whatnot. And you could definitely use that with stuff like that other card you were looking at, Biogenesis Upgrade, where you are pulling things. You're making things bigger, which inherently means they're a target and they're going to get murdered. Cycle them from your graveyard with green, not black, amazingly enough, back into your hand, recast them. Plus, Simic's going to have a lot of blue bounce cards and counter spell cards and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think a Simic deck. I think a Simic deck's going to be really powerful in the meta.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with Simic.
Yeah. So,
and
okay.
We did get a playset of Pain Bacons.
Yeah, Pain Bacon. Yeah, I'm getting into the Azorius cards now.
Playset of Zorbs, which is nice.
Zorb. Yes, counter target spell, gain 3 life.
81 rare wild cards, okay.
That's good.
No reason.
Yeah, no reason.
No reason. Just checking.
Dovin,
so we got Dovin, yeah.
Is Dovin the only Planeswalker we've had?
Yeah, I think Dovin is the only Planeswalker we had.
It's kind of rough. Senate Griffins. High alert. Each creature you control sends combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Can you imagine getting a high defense creature card deck and then using a high alert to swap those numbers?
Yes.
Also, Final Payment.
I really like Final Payment.
As initial cost to cast a spell, pay life, or sacrifice a creature or enchantment, destroy target creature. Yeah, it's cheaper murder, but it's not cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, 5 life is 5 life, but...
Yeah.
Not seeing anything particularly. Not fake news.
Fake news? What? Where?
Disinformation campaign is normally referred to as fake news.
Fake news, yeah. Dovin's Acuity. Enters battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Whenever you cast an instant spell during your main phase, you may return this to your hand. Yeah, it's definitely a disinformation campaign.
The flavor text on this is quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
So Dovin ticked the planeswalkers off on his fingers. Himself, Domri, Kaya, Ral, Vraska, and Bolas made an even 6.
Yeah.
So, Bolas is planning something for Ravnica. And he's recruited these other 5 planeswalkers to help him with it.
I would like to point out, I think that guy has 6 fingers.
He does.
Okay. Is he Vidalkin or what?
Yes, that's Dovin.
I don't know much about Dovin. Legendary Planeswalker.
Yeah, he's a Vidalkin. Does he have 6 fingers?
Cool. It looks like 2, it because
3, 4.
It's like 4 there, but if you look there, he's got those 2 at the top, and then there's still 3 below that are interfolded. He couldn't have his thumbs that high unless he's got super long thumbs. But on the card to the left, it doesn't really look like he's got 5 fingers. I don't know if it's just a slight artwork.
No,
inconsistency
it does
or
have
what.
no. It does have 5 fingers and a thumb.
Oh yeah, so there you go. Emergency powers. If that's him, then yeah, he's got 5 fingers and his thumbs aren't even on that left hand of his. You can't even see it, and he's still got 5 things showing. So yeah.
Yeah. And again,
Inigo
the
Montoya
purple
looking
eyes.
for him.
I know you can't see that, but he has purple eyes.
Yeah. Dark Preacher says Lyrium needs wilderness reclamation. Yeah, definitely. I think everybody needs that. Okay.
We only got 3 cases. There it is, Basilica Bellhaunt.
Do we need 4? Yeah, Basilica Bell. I really like that card. It's just, you can hear their tolling only when your debt is due. There is something just deeply amazing about that card. The creature itself, the artwork, the name. A basilica is a very specific part of an old kind of a Gothic architecture cathedral, the basilica. And the basilica is standardly, and the top end of the basilica is where the bell is kept. And the concept of a basilica bell haunt is a very specific IRL kind of like, I know where that would be in the cathedral, and I know where that ghost will hang out.
Yeah, every time I hear the word basilica, it takes me back to Warhammer 40,000.
Yes.
Like just the artwork on this card alone, it has so many echoes of that game as well, despite it being a completely different company in a fantasy setting, not a futuristic one. But
it's just Basilica Bellhaunt. It's of the whole set. There's so many things. I really do love so many Rakdos cards for their flair. I love so many Simic cards for their mechanics. Some of the Gruul cards just look brute force, but there is something just kind of serene and yet haunting about it.
Yeah, there's a very aristocratic feel to
it
Orzhov in general.
Is.
Sorry, Orzhov.
Really good card. And plus, when Basilica Bellhaunt enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card and you gain 3 life. It's just rude.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, go ahead. Blood for the Blood God.
Full playset of Knight of Absolution, which is really quite happy about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we only got 2 Bedevils.
Oh, I thought we got more than that.
Yeah, so did I.
Fireblade Artist, Carnival, Carnage, great cards. Footlight Fiend, I really do love the artwork on that.
I do.
There's something just that little imp sitting there quietly doing his job. He's got a little candle stuck in his head. Cult Guild Mage, yeah. Judith Scourge Diva full set. Hackrobat full set. I really like Hackrobat. It's a 3-drop, 3 mana, 2/3. It's got Spectacle, so you can get it out cheaper if you want to. For 1 black, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. That's rough. And for 1 red, it gets +2, -2 until end of turn, so it turns into a 4/1. If you need to kill something early to mid game, Hackrobat is your trick.
So basically, Hackrobat, if you need to kill something, you pay black to give it Death Touch. If it gets through unblocked, you pay red and it hits harder. It's really nice.
Yeah. Really, really nice. Okay. Take Candle, Sister Preacher.
I really like the artwork on this card.
The Firewheeler?
Yeah.
You'd have to be dead not to like Rakdos Firewheeler. I mean, it's a 4/3 for 4. Enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target opponent and 2 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Really good effect. But just if you remove that, it's a 4/3 for 4 with amazing artwork. I really do think that Rakdos Firewheeler is great. Yeah. Ever wonder why you never see an old Rakdos cultist? Great quote. Yeah. Oh, hey. To the left, Macabre Mockery. Instant. Put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gets +2/+0 and gains haste until the end of turn. Sacrifice at the beginning of your next step. So you can act of treason, sack it, they get it, and it goes into their graveyard. Then Macabre Mockery, the following turn, dig it back up and add insult to injury.
Yeah.
I really think I'm seeing a Chaos and Mayhem 3.0 or
yes,
4.0 now.
Yeah, especially with all of the different things that you can do with Rakdos now.
Yeah, so much stuff. Get the point. Great. Yeah. Just target creature, scry 1. Oh, man, I really do love some of this stuff. Getting into some of the gruel of it all now. Oh, we only got 1 captive audience. That's a bummer, but still.
We did, yeah. It's unfortunate. We can always craft more.
Yeah. Buy more packs. I mean, what?
I mean, I do have enough stuff and things to buy more packs.
You've been stockpiling. Zerta Goblin, Riot, 2/2. No downsides.
Yeah.
It's a 2/2 for 2 that could be a 3/3 or have haste.
Yes. I see this being the main body of an early game Rakdos deck.
I think that a lot of early game aggro. I think a lot of aggro decks are going to become Gruul aggro decks.
Yes, I definitely see
like
that.
the green ramps, the red weenie decks and stuff like that. I think there are a lot of them are going to shift Gruul. And they're going to start merging those two colors and picking up on that Riot mechanic.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a thing.
Yes, place it within the wilds.
Creatures, spells you control can't be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot. Okay, so you bring everything, and even if it's an older card that doesn't have the Riot mechanic, guess what? Does now.
It does now.
Yep.
And you can have multiple copies of Riot. And
Which
each
means you can
resolves
actually have-
individually.
Yeah, +1/+1. You could have 3. If you had 4 of this out, right? You could have something with +4 in haste, or +3 in haste, +4, no haste. Or you could have something that had quadruple haste. Now, quadruple haste has no benefit whatsoever.
Absolutely no
but it sounds
benefit,
awesome.
but it sounds fun, yeah.
Yeah, what was it? Something, there was an unglued or un something, one of the unsets that has all the really game-breaking, goofy mechanics in it,
Yes.
you know? The unofficial sets. There was an uncard that had double haste,
There was.
which basically meant that you could attack with it the turn before you cast it.
Yeah, I do remember
Which is-
that.
Super weird, but whatever. Oh, you got 3 out of 4 for Biomancer's Familiar. I got 4 for Applied Biomancy. Borat Clan Crusher.
Yeah, this is the guy that uses +1/+1 counters to do things.
Yeah, remove a +1/+1 counter, so it eats, quote unquote, eats those all those Riot tokens that you've got on cheap stuff coming in constantly with the Gruul mechanics. It consumes those tokens to do 2 damage to anything.
Yes.
And I think that's great because now suddenly, what is it, the Goblin Siege Master that does that with goblins?
he does,
It consumes a goblin, and it consumes a goblin and pings something. But this is consuming a token. You're keeping the creatures, and you can do it with anything that has a counter on it. It consumes the counter, I mean.
Yes.
So I really like the fact
I
that
do
you
like
now
that.
have something. I like that it's not limited to goblins anymore all of a sudden. And there's a full play set of that Gruul Spellbreaker up there in the corner.
Top 5 cards.
Incubation and
Yeah, that's okay. I couldn't remember what I did.
Exile target creature. That creature's controller gets a 3/3 frog lizard creature token instead. Great. Okay.
A Lizrock.
Yes, a Lizrock. Or a Frizzard?
Frizzard? Yeah, I kind of like Frizzard.
Frizzard, yes.
There you go. Shark to crab.
Yeah. Shark, do crab, do.
Shark to crab.
Fish, octopus, crab. Yeah.
Does whatever a shark octopus crab does.
Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a shark to crab, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next step. That's rough. If
That
you've
is
got something
pretty
else, yeah, I mean, if you've got something else, it's basically lockdown on a stick, and as long as you are moving your counters around at a consistent enough basis, you could do that pretty often. Full play set of Simic Ascendancy.
Yes.
Growth Spiral, draw a card. You may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. That's super nice. I like Growth Spiral.
Again, the artwork.
Yes, super nice. There's just some like wizard or druid, elf, like probably druid, elf lady or something, human person, standing right in the middle of this just massive spiral of growth and grass.
Yeah, I really do like that.
Frilled Mystic, 3/2 with flash. That's interesting. Oh, when it enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. What? You get a blocker and you get a counter spell on one creature?
Yes.
That's
It's
nice.
nice.
Okay, you got 4 of those. Oh, wait a minute. A favorite from the previews, Galloping Lizrog, bottom right corner.
Yes,
You
the
got a full
Galloping
set of those
Lizrog.
things.
Yeah, I do like
You got
that.
Trample. Yeah, when Galloping Lizrog enters the battlefield, you remove any number of counters from among creatures you control. If you do, put twice that many on Galloping Lizrog. You ramp up everything with Adapt or counter cards or whatever. You get all those counters ramped up, and then you put out a Galloping Lizrog and ruin somebody's day.
Preacher says, I hate those. Frill Mystic is
Frill
super
Mystic
annoying.
is super annoying, yes.
Yeah. So I'm kind of envisaging a deck that uses a Galloping Lizrog to trigger Simic Ascendancy's win condition.
Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, put that many growth counters on Simic Ascendancy. If Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win. Well, right, if you get enough counters on the board, you flop out a Lizrog and double them, and then suddenly Simic Ascendancy's been sitting out there just the whole time, and bing, zoom, you win. Yes, I think that's going to be a not constant or common Simic gimmick, but Simic gimmick. Wow,
No,
but I do
gimmick.
think it's going to be. I think you're going to see it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to try and go for that Simic Ascendancy.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah.
We only got one Prime Seeker Vanathar, though. I'm sad.
Yeah. Legendary creature, an elf ooze wizard. Tap and sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted CMC equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. Put that creature on the battlefield and shuffle your library. Activates ability only anytime you can cast sorcery. So on your turn, you sacrifice something and you get something for 1 CMC higher and constantly upgrade.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting mechanic.
I do like the idea of that.
Now, speaking of, green, that ever-present green benefit, Gyre Engineer. Tap to add 1 Simic mana, basically.
1 Simic mana. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, 1 Simic, yes. You get 1 green and 1 blue. So, yeah.
Yeah. Here,
Targeting
have a Simic.
Have a Simic, yes. It's really interesting, Gyre Engineer. I think it's cool to see they're getting parts of the green and parts of the blue aspects, and merging them together.
Yeah.
Oh, Aeromunculus. Aeromunculus is kind of cool. It's a 2/3 that becomes a 3/4. It's got flying. Big deal. It's just a little flyer. You can make it a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a little flyer that gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
3 Hydroid Croesuses.
Crisis, yes.
Croesus.
Scuttlegator! It's a crab turtle crocodile.
It is a crab turtle crocodile.
Yeah.
Crab turtle.
What? No, it's a scuttlegator. It was programmed. That's terrifying. It's got crab legs going into a turtle shell with
With an alligator's head.
crocodile head coming out the front. I would pee myself if I saw that coming at me in the wild.
I like how it's called a scuttlegator, but it's a crocodile, not an alligator.
Yes. Yeah, I did catch that first time on. I didn't want to call it out. I think it's a little goofy. But because those two things are not the same.
Yeah. These two things are not the same.
Yes, exactly. There was Scrabbling Claws. I swear we had some ideas on how to make use of this, but I can't remember what it was. Target player exiles a card from their graveyard, or one and sacrifice Scrabbling Claws, exile target card from a graveyard, draw a card. I can't remember. We had some ideas for that, but maybe not.
Yeah.
No. I'm thinking Junk Troller. That's what it
yeah.
is. Yes, that's what I am. I'm thinking Junk Troller. It's a defender, 0/6 defender. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of the owner's library. So it's mill assurance basically. Of something
Yeah.
like that. But
I think that's interesting. Yeah. And then we have all of the dual lands, which I crafted ahead of time because I'm.
Yeah. You were on the ball. Screaming Shield. I still love the artwork, and I like the quote on that one. Shh. Exactly. Sphinx of the Guild Pact. I'm really fascinated by this. I really do think it would be amazing in a guild deck because it's all colors, and it's hexproof for monocolored. So if you are pedantic enough to have a single colored card you want to cast against this thing, it is immune to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's interesting. It has potential.
Hey, Kugas.
I think that's
Guild
everything.
Pack,
Actually,
yeah. Are those the lands that you crafted? Are the
They are
these are
the shock
right?
lands, yeah.
The fast lands, or what do you want to call them?
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. So okay, Gate Colossus, Junk Troller, Screaming Shield. Yeah, really good stuff. I do think there's a lot that we probably ended up not getting any of. Well,
That's
namely,
what I was about to.
a lot of the a lot of planeswalkers. Elite Arrestor, tap target creature. Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, we missed out on getting Kaya. Which
Yeah, Orzhov
I'm not sure
Usurper.
that I'm too
Now
bothered
she
about.
runs Orzhov right now, right?
Yes, she does at the moment.
Yeah.
She came in and killed the Ghost Council.
Yeah, I think what was it the last time they had Ravnica stuff? She was listed as a traitor or something like that, and now she's the usurper.
No, that's Lavinia.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Kaya's actually from a set called Conspiracy.
Right. What was it? She came in. No. She had a name of.
She was a Kaya Ghost Assassin in her last incarnation.
Yeah, that's what it was. We went over that. Kaya Ghost Assassin, and then she killed the Ghost Ruling Council of the Orzhov.
Yes.
Is she now in charge?
She is now in charge, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Again, she has purple eyes, which is supposed to donate Bolus's control.
Yeah, Bolus coming into play at so many different turns.
So one thing about this card that when we last spoke about this card, I didn't quite catch on to, was that her -5. It doesn't matter how those cards were put into exile.
No, just that they are exiled.
Yeah, I didn't quite pick up on that, because that now makes like Kaya in combination with something like Settle the Wreckage or Cry of the Carnarium exceptionally good.
Right. So, well, Cry of the Carnarium is black. Settle the Wreckage is white. I'm seeing synergy.
Exactly.
Here. So if we could actually make an exile deck and then just pull out Kaya and -5 somebody, you could do a lot of damage by the time you loaded up that exile.
Yes. It also really discourages the opponent using Karn. Because his +1 is his +1 is look at the top 2 cards of your library. Your opponent chooses one, put the other into exile with a silver counter on it.
Right. So if they're exiling stuff voluntarily themselves, it just makes this worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, exile target non-land permanent with converted may cost 1 or less. I mean, that is basically a -1 is a non-land permanent with 1 or less. That would actually count tokens, because tokens have a CMC of 0, right?
It would, yeah. It would have to be a pretty spectacular token to warrant being exiled through a Planeswalker ability, but
I have actually been killed by a 2020 token.
Yes, that would definitely be something I would exile.
So I'm just saying that has been a thing. Let's see. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You gain 2 life if at least 1 creature card was exiled this way.
Yeah.
But you're targeting the cards, right?
Yes.
So you can pick.
So you can pick and make sure there is a creature, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's cool. That's really good. You can load up on life and load up on exile and get her loyalty counters up really quick. Could you use Kaya with Silent Gravestone?
Yes.
You're going to have to remind me, what's Silent Gravestone?
It's a artifact that basically, as an activated ability, you can exile all cards in all graveyards.
Okay. Wait a minute. Exile all cards in all... What is that? Is that black?
No, it's just an artifact.
Oh, it's an artifact. Okay. Silent Gravestone. Let's go see what this one does. Cards in graveyards can't be target of spells or abilities. That would negate that thing then. Well, it would negate a lot of others, but I mean, exile. If you exile Gravestone and all cards from all graveyards, draw a card. So if you had... Oh, man. That's rough.
Give them a minute, folks. Wait until it processes.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, right? If you have cards in graveyards, can't be the target of spells or abilities except this one. That means that other abilities like... was it Kaya?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Her +1
wouldn't work.
Wouldn't work. Her -1 wouldn't work.
Her -1 would be fine, because it's target permanent. So it's affecting things that are on the board.
On the board, not on the graveyard.
Yes.
But her +1 wouldn't work. Yes. Her -5 would still work.
Yes. Especially after you activate the Silent Gravestone to exile all the things.
Right. So her +1, you wouldn't have a well, that's a hard thing though. Exile the Gravestone before playing Kaya. Yes. That is the thing. You would have to use Gravestone I mean, it's only 1 mana. So you use it early game to build up, and you keep Kaya in hand until you exile the gravestone, empty the graveyards, and pull her out, and then just start doing, because by that time Silent Gravestone's gone. By that, you start doing that +1/+1 until you can get enough to pull -5. That's only 2 turns.
Yeah.
Because she starts off at 3.
Yes.
And you would be gaining life. So I think there's potential there. Yeah, it's a good call, Lyrium.
I think it's
What do you
interesting.
think, Trent?
I think it's an interesting application. There's also
I mean, it's very order specific, but yeah, I think it could really work.
it's also Sentinel Totem, which does the same thing for cheaper, and
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
turn off
one-
your own Planeswalker's +1 ability.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So you could like drop Sentinel Totem turn 1 and then drop Kaya turn 3, and then just activate the Sentinel Totem on like 2 turns later when
Whenever.
you're ready to ultimate.
And it wouldn't
Kaya.
interfere with Kaya at all.
Yeah,
I think that is a better. Yeah, it's uncommon.
it is uncommon. Yeah,
It is an uncommon, but I mean, uncommon's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. I don't have any uncommon wild cards. We'll have to work on that.
I mean, I'd like to give you some of mine, but
There's no mechanic for that. Sorry.
yeah.
I've already asked him twice. He said I can't.
I think it's amusing that I have more uncommon wild cards than common wild cards.
I was a little confused by that. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
notice
am I.
that. Yeah. I think Sentinel Totem and Kaya are a much. I'll take 6 rares, please. I think that Sentinel Totem and Kaya are a much. I think I like Silent Gravestone, but I think Sentinel Totem is the better idea.
Yeah, I think if you're using it specifically with Kaya, then Sentinel Totem's a better idea to stop you
Yeah.
turning your own Planeswalker off effectively.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, that's a good call. I like that idea, Lyrium. That's good. That's a snap idea. Not collected. Let's go back to what we're missing.
Threat. Ooh, that's actually an interesting card.
Thrash Threat. Create a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with treble.
I like this
yeah,
for the
here.
Thrash side rather than the threat side.
Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't. That is, well, okay. First of all, that's Rabid Bite, but it's Rabid Bite plus planeswalkers.
Yes, and it's an instant, not a sorcery.
Yes, super powerful card right there. And it's only 2 Gruul. So, I don't know how else to refer
Well,
to that.
it's only 2 hybrid girl.
Yes, 2 Hybrid Gruul. So, basically, yeah, it is 2 red-green / red-green. And, yeah, the fact that it's got Planeswalker in there is a big deal. That's
Yeah, the Planeswalker side is something particularly special.
There's a lot of planeswalkers that only come in at like 3 or 4
Uh-huh.
on their loyalty bar, on that little loyalty counter down there. There's a lot of them that only come at 3, 4, maybe 5, and you could easily get something from green or red that's got that. You can just fling it at them. With
Yeah,
thrash.
easily.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, by turn
That's
2,
powerful.
you could have one of those little goblins that comes in with riots. It's 3/3.
Yeah, it's for 3. Toss it, and suddenly Kaya's dead.
Yeah.
Much less, I think, Vraska and so many others.
Vraska's 4, isn't she?
4? Is she 4 or 3?
I think she's 4.
Well, there's like 9 of her.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
I can't take credit for it. It was Preacher's idea. She's being humble. You need to learn.
Didn't
Steal his ideas and take credit for them. That's how it
get
works.
any mesmerizing benefits.
Oh yes, the really spooky octopus card. When Mesmerizing Benthit enters the battlefield, create 2 0/2 blue illusion creature tokens with whenever this creature blocks a creature that doesn't untap during the next untap step. Mesmerizing Benthit has hexproof as long as you control an illusion. I see this as a bounce card. You're going to keep this and you're going to keep bouncing it off and recasting it constantly.
Yeah.
Because you want to put those tokens on the battlefield. And as long as you have at least 1 token still around and alive, then it's hexproof from your opponent.
So one interesting thing that you could use this with is Mirror March.
Okay, so here's the question. You put Mirror March down.
Yes.
Okay. I cast Mesmerizing Benthid.
Yes.
It's going to check for the Mesmerizing Benthid when it enters the battlefield.
Yes.
Does the creation of a token trigger enter the battlefield events?
Yes, it does.
So that means that when the token comes in, you're going to flip a coin as well to see if that gets duplicated.
No.
Much less the Benthid.
Mirror March says non-token creature.
Oh, it says non-token creature. But that means that every Mesmerizing Benthid that you have that comes in would create 2 of those tokens.
Yes, and the 2 illusions would not be exiled through Mirror March's effect because they weren't created by it. So you could effectively use that to create an army of illusion creature tokens, so that your Benthid is never
It's just
without
going to
one.
mean blue decks are going to start, whatever decks are going to start dabbling red for Mirror March.
Possibly.
A little bit of splash.
I think it
Some of that
depends on
Mirror March
what they're trying to do, but yeah, it's possible.
I think
I don't think we're going to see Mirror
March.
March as much as we were talking about it, to be honest.
You really don't think so? I think there's a lot of people that are going to try it.
I think in unranked and potentially constructed events, yes, but in ranked,
Right.
it probably won't be seen
No.
too much.
Yeah, I think it's too big of a risk in ranked. I
Yeah.
can see that. Flip a coin could go really bad, much less just the fact that you're splashing for just 1 card might not be worth it. So yeah,
Yeah, it's too
a really
unreliable
interesting
for
idea,
ranked, but for like unranked and free play, then yeah, I can see it happening.
yeah, cool, okay.
So we missed out on Mr. Chaos Bringer over here, which I'm kind of
Dory
upset
Chaos
about.
Bringer. Yeah, legendary planeswalker Gruul. Add 1 red or green mana. If that mana is spent on a creature, it gains Riot. That's rough.
Yeah,
Look at the top 4 cards of your graveyard. Of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from amongst them and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom in any order. You get an emblem with at the beginning of each end step. Create a 4/4 red-green beast creature token with trample. That's rough. So it comes in at 5. 3 turns later, you -8 and kill it, and life is over as we know it for your opponent.
basically, yeah. Unless you can deal with 2 creatures every turn.
Yeah, talk about. Yeah, that's rough. That is the worst kind of ticking clock, because every turn after that, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse for them.
Yep.
So yeah. By the way, I would like to point out that this card has Riot.
Yes.
I think there's an error in some of the tagging. I think there's a bug. So yeah.
And then we have the 2 Planeswalker deck versions of the Planeswalkers. So we have Mr. Dovin, Architect of Law.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll actually see more play than this non-Planeswalker version. Because like putting this into Jeskai Control as it stands is probably going to happen.
You gain 2 life and draw a card. There's no downsides there. -1 tap a target creature. It doesn't untap during the next untap step. That's nice. Tap all permanents target opponent controls. They skip their next untap step. That's rough. All permanents. Oh my god. That's it. That's basically everything on the board, right?
Yes. All of their lands, all of their creatures, all of their artifacts, all of their enchantments technically, but that's not going to do anything. All of their planeswalkers.
So they would go to their next turn. They couldn't untap anything. The only thing they could do is play a land,
Yes.
and then potentially use that land to do a 1 mana cost thing.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's rough. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I can see him being played more than his normal counterpart. And then you have Domri City Smasher, which I'm not sure about. Like, I like his +2, and I like his -8, but I feel like his -8 isn't strong enough for it being a -8.
Right. Dark Preacher brings up the question, so any plans of deck building and playing today? Yes, actually, what we're thinking about doing was taking a quick break after this stream, and then coming back for another chunk of time to do some deck building and gameplay with some of the new toys.
Yes.
You still up for that, Mr. Trunks?
I am indeed, yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, we're going to do that. So the answer is yes. Right now, it's mostly just kind of like craft theory, going over some of the stuff that we've got, some of the stuff that we've missed, what we need to grab, what we don't have, a little bit of window shopping, stuff like that.
Yeah. We're sort of still at the bounce ideas of each other's stage.
Yep.
Although I think I've been bouncing more ideas.
I've had some dumb notions, but you've had a lot of really evil concepts.
Yeah.
that I'm up for. So yes, periodically something strikes me where I really see potential of a couple of things, but I'm trying not to do that whole 2 or 3 card combo thing that you have to rely on with the deck. I like loose synergy better, overlapping stuff like all the cards, and this is one of the reasons why Simic strikes me so strong, that it's got so much just kind of loose, broad synergy across its entire. It relies on counters. It all makes counters. Hey,
I think the fact that you have both the Skatewing Spy and the guy that gives things with +1/+1 counters trample. That's like 2 alternate win conditions, and then you throw in that the Merfolk from Ixalan that makes things with +1/+1 counters unblockable.
Right.
And although those are technically combos, it's a very loose combo, but it gives you like 3 different ways that you can win the game.
Right, and that's what I was actually thinking about. It's funny that you bring up the Merfolk from Ixalan. It's kind of, Ixalan was very tribal heavy.
Yes, it was.
Pirates and dinosaurs and merfolk and whatnot. I think it's funny that Simic is basically counter tribal.
Yeah, as opposed to a specific creature type, it's more of a mechanic.
As opposed to a specific creature, it is tribal on the token mechanic, which I think is very, very interesting. I mean, on the counter mechanic, which I think is super interesting. It's one of those other things where they got an existing mechanic and kind of turned it a little bit and kind of made you look at it and go, oh, okay. I really do think that that's going to be one of those powerful things. I think I'm going to dwell in probably Rakdos for the just the spectacle of it all, pun, and Simic, because I really think I could see a lot of Simic decks that I could make that could work. So yeah. I hope that answers your question, Preacher. Okay. So we're right now mostly just looking at what we missed. Oh, yeah, basically. Azorius Guild Gates.
Aside from a couple of cards that I don't think I care about.
Dovin's Automaton.
It's a 5/5 as long as you have a Dovin Planeswalker.
It's super specific. That is very weird.
It's from his Planeswalker deck, which all links into like the actual Planeswalker. Because there's like there's an artifact in Dominaria that gets +4/+0 if you control a Teferi Planeswalker and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. Oh, there are. I was going to say I'm actually surprised there's not cards that let you search for that specific Planeswalker, but it's okay. I found them.
Card named Dovin, Architect of Law. Hey, there is.
Yeah.
There's Dovin specific cards. Domri's
and there's a Domri card. Yeah.
Nadarog. Trample 5/2. Wow. When the Nadarog enters the battlefield, you may search a library or graveyard for a card named Domri, City Smasher, reveal it, and put it into your hand. It's ultra specific.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I want to go back one screen to the right to that Ravager Worm. I think it was. Yeah. I actually do see potential in that card. I think it could be a staple in a lot of Gruul decks because it has an optional. You may choose. You choose up to one. Which means you don't have to choose one. You could choose to do neither of these if you want to be nice or whatever. But you can destroy a land with an activated ability that isn't mana, or you can have the worm fight a creature you don't control. So if it's something they have that's got an activated ability and they're not blocking with it, you can bring a Ravager Worm for kind of a rabid bite thing. I think it's a good card. I really do like it, and the fact that it's got Riot means it could come in at a 5/6. So, I don't know. That's me.
I think the reason that it says up to 1 is so that if you control a land with an activated ability, you're not forced to destroy it if your opponent also doesn't.
Right. That's what I figured. It was one of those things where they don't want you to have to use it on yourself with that second ability.
Yeah, basically.
So up to 1 means you could choose neither of these. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's cool. Okay. We're actually at an hour and 45 minutes.
I don't want to redeem that. We are at an hour and 45 minutes, yeah.
Do you want to take a break now and come back at like 15 minutes after the hour?
Yes, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, so we're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back at 15 minutes after the hour, start up a new stream, and we're going to do some deck building and using some of the new toys and see what kind of really stupid things we can do.
New toys.
He's got ideas. Boy, does he have ideas. Deck brewing is not a problem today. So we will be back. Preacher says, yeah, new toy. So 30 minutes. Mr. Trunks, you want to take us out?
I shall do, yeah.
Yeah.
Ending soon. So yes, we will take a quick break, guys. We will be back at 1:15 whichever hour it happens to be for you guys. Please come back and join us. We'll be brewing some insane decks and probably getting our asses kicked, but we'll have fun while we're doing it.
Woo!